then if it is, Steve, if that's why you want to buy it and you think you're going to stay there for a considerable amount of years, then go ahead. We're going to kind of section this as a different rationale than the rest of your investments.
What did you do?
I did exactly what he said.
You bought it knowing it was an emotional decision.
Yeah, I bought it knowing it was a bad decision.
I love this.
Yeah.
Okay, this is amazing. Everybody listen closely because I want to break down what you just said in a different term. First off, you got to run the numbers.
Yeah.
Always. For the biggest purchases in your life, you need to calculate carefully. What's my buy versus rent? What's my opportunity cost? What's it going to amortize at? All these things that most people are not familiar with. Learn it. It's not that complicated. Second, you need to factor in the non-financial. Hey, why am I doing this? Do I just feel this certain way? There's nothing wrong with feeling irrational about money. Nothing. You want to buy this thing and it's a bad financial decision? Okay. First, can I afford it? If so, we can continue the conversation. And then you buy it eyes wide open saying, I know it's not an investment. I know it's not even a good financial decision. In fact, it's a terrible financial decision, and I'm still going to do it.
Yeah.
When my wife and I go to buy a house one day, it will be the worst financial decision of our lives. We already know that. But we will probably still do it anyway. Same as you, because there's more to life than just what's in a spreadsheet. But you have to know all the pieces on the board before you make these big decisions. And you have to be able to do it with your partner. You know, it'd be very easy for you to do things unilaterally. It'd be very easy for me to do it as well. What I've learned and what I emphasize on my podcast every episode is just because you may be the higher earner or have more money, it's actually your obligation to bring your partner in and to get them involved. And they may not be as savvy or even as interested, but you have to find a way to bring them into this world and get them connected with you. With my wife and me, of course, I know more about investments. So I'm doing our investments, but we're still talking about them. We're saying like, hey, here's the numbers we chose. Are we still good with that? Let's take a look at it. High five. You know, here's what we're thinking for next year. That's the level we're talking about. These are exactly the kind of conversations you want to have. And I'm actually really thrilled you shared that example because I celebrate that you made a bad financial investment because it wasn't an investment. It was just something you wanted and you could afford it.
Yeah, and we're both aware, me and my partner, we had the conversation, we're both aware that this is one of the worst things we could have spent the money on. If our objective, if our KPI, our key performance indicator was to make more money, this was a terrible decision to make.
Yes.
But we're also aware, we just didn't care. We thought, there's a lot of non-monetary things that are going to be beneficial about this decision. And I think that's what most people don't realize, actually. And I just think about my friends. I think most of my friends believe that when they buy their house, they're doing so because they don't know